Rightio, tubers, completely unprepared, completely unscripted, almost live feed. I'm trying making these the usual thing on Sunday, Australia time, about lunch.
Hey guys, I'm Carly Kloss, and
There's
I
an
just
ad
created
playing.
my own website with Wix.
Who would ever put an ad
With
on their
Wix.
own videos? That doesn't make any sense.
On Sunday, sorry.
Rightio. And due to the ad, you missed the first little bit of the live feed. And we're here. We are here. Good morning, Professor Bob. Koshan finally changed my name on here. Don't you just go to Google, is that Google Plus or something, and then change it on there and it changes on YouTube, I think? And look, I was first comment, get in. That was, you know, a bit of an achievement. And you can't be first because you're hosting. Hey, Mr. First. Good morning. What's going on, YouTube land? We got 17 in the room already. That's what you get. Who watched the live feed yesterday for the Model 3? I tried, kept dropping out. It's probably going to be the same way this bloody live feed goes, keeps dropping out. I don't know what's going on in my area. The bloody internet is just terrible. Good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yours. Odomat, something like that. I do apologise about names. I try and get them right, but sometimes I completely fail, and that is not my fault. I am assuming it's 4 AM there in Germany. Good God, that's early. In summertime, that's all right here, but in wintertime, I try and sleep in. It's funny. It's too hard out here. It's too cold out here to do much work during winter. Why do you do this to me? It's 4 AM. I'm very sorry. It's midday, Sunday. Here, I've just had pizza for lunch. And I'm choking and I should have got a drink. That's what you get. 10 seconds, I'm going to go fill my water bottle. Right, was that 10 seconds? And if I start yelling as I'm running in, does that work? Oh, got to keep my thongs off. It's one of those days. I haven't achieved much. Got one video done this week. How is that? Just shocking. He isn't coming back. That's the stream, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm trying to take your all advice and start drinking more water. And what's going on with that television? I swear to God, somebody better teach this computer technician how to look after computers. I had a cordless mouse here for it somewhere so I could move the mouse. And I wouldn't have to get up and walk all the way around to keep that screen on the back. There's a mouse. Well, there's a mouse. I don't know if it's the right mouse. It's a problem with my workshop. There are so many mouses and keyboards and everything else laying around. I don't know which one refers to which. Should have some sort of system, like, I don't know. Anyways, we talk shit. What's going on? I just adjusted my clock, it says. I wonder if I can do the same there up the top left-hand corner. How's the stream quality today? Is it like at 420 or something like it's been for the last every other one? Or 280 or 380 or something? My big pack is on the way. It's almost taller than you, man. It's like up to your hip. Just ran out of solder. Can't finish it today. Oh, bugger. They chew up some solder, eh? I'd really like to do my next pack with spot welded, but I don't know if it's worth the expense considering I've already got everything here to solder the next pack up. Mine's 360. Yeah. I had a funny feeling it'd be 360. But nothing you can do about it. Can't complain because that doesn't work and these guys don't listen. I should put the chat somewhere over here, so that's where my screen is. At the moment I've got the chat here, so let's do pop out chat. And if I put the chat right there, I can almost look like I'm looking at you and interacting with my customer base. Does that sound right? Of course, sitting this far away, I can't read it now. He was half a metre closer over there. So what have we got? I use mouse without borders. So I can just use one pair of mouses and keyboard. Oh, there you go. Quality isn't bad. It'll do. Google Synergy Network Shared Mouse and Keyboard. I've got switches and stuff like that, but I've got that running off a laptop I've got hiding behind there, so it looks nice. And that doesn't even look good. The colour's not even there. I'm sorry, Mike. I think that needs to be closer as well. That's all Mike's effort he's done with the cell counter. I think it's bloody brilliant. Of course, I got all these cells up here, and I've gone through every single one of them, and I've only found 2 that aren't on the list. I was really trying hard to get some more, but yeah, well. So if anybody else has got any of these cells that are listed without photographs, hook us up. The more we have, the better it looks. Stop moving us around. I'm very sorry. I'm Korean. I'm Australian. Massachusetts. Have we got any newbies in the room? I see a lot of old faces, but we got any newbies? I've got to go 12 6 volt. Oh wow, that's going to be huge, man. Why don't you go bigger? Oh, that's right, because you've only got the 12 volt inverters. You've already got them. I'm getting message. How long can you run your house for off 18650s? With the solar panels I have now, even charging the car, it was 24/7, including charging the car, for 2 or 3 weeks. And before that, my parents were here, so it was hard to run the house because we just had such a high load, like 5 extra loads of washing and drying a week, and ovens and air conditioners and heaters and whatever else. So yeah, I can pretty much run fairly well now without any off-grid. We all know what my off-grid is, right? It's not the oven, the cooktops and stuff in the kitchen. It's not the big air conditioners within the house. There is 1 or 2 small air conditioners on it. They're like 800 or 900 watts each. And the hot water system. But of course now I've got the hot water system on the other solar panel, so technically that's off-grid, I guess. There's so many plugins for OBS I haven't played with yet. There was one that actually highlights where you're up to and you can just hit a button down. I haven't done that yet. I want to actually, once I get it sorted, I'm going to put OBS sort of, which way do my fingers go? I'm going to have the OBS thing here and then have the chat down the side, so I can actually, and the screen's gone off again, and have the chat down the side so everyone can reference back to the chat when I'm actually doing a live feed. But, nah, I don't actually know how to get this live feed. Actually, I don't actually think that works because with OBS you actually have to sign in. Browser source. Okay. Control V. No, Control V. Okay. Oh, it does work. Oh, but you can't scale it and you can't see. I could put it in there like that. Can anybody read that? I think that's why I didn't do it in the first place, because you can't read it, you can't change the size of it. That doesn't work, does it? You can't read half the writing. And of course, isn't that ironic? I'm trying to read the screen now, I can't even read it. We can't read that. Yeah, okay, we get rid of it. It was always a bad idea, wasn't it? Rightio. Now I've just got to work out how to remove it. Browser source. Remove, yes. Oh, there we go. Transition. There we go. We're back. I should Shouldn't try play with things live on camera. What do we got? I'm new. We got a couple of newbies. John Blender here. Okay. After I move to Queensland, can I come around when you're building APAC? Probably not, because I stand around and talk too much and I don't actually get work done when I've got people here from YouTube and stuff. However, I am considering having some kind of open day or hour or something like that. But I don't actually know how that's going to work. I have been asked a few times to have people around here, and I do have people around here, but it is difficult because I've got customers' computers everywhere, so the logistics of me having to clean up, secure things down. I got surveillance cameras everywhere, but I don't plan on going through them. But it's hard. It's a little bit hard. So, Simon, hit me up if I'm in the mood, maybe. Otherwise, probably not. Merkin, I'm new. Hi, Pete. Love the channel. Question, if I may. Do Batrian Longmons radiate much heat while balancing, and do you worry about them heating the cells? Newbie here. Yes, they do radiate heat, but they are locked at... Actually, you can tell them. That's the beauty about the Batrium software. And if I go scene 2, why? That's not the second screen. Scene 3. What do we got to do? Screen, display capture. Which screen do I want? That screen. Okay. So if I minimize that down, throw that up there, transition, right. So basically here, what we've got is you can tell it to do what you need it to do. So if you go here, you go to hardware, and I'm guessing, I haven't done this for a few days. I understand and accept. And this is on the world's slowest computer, so I do apologize. This is not the internet that's pausing. This is my crappy computer that I got running down there with like a i-7 processor. It is seriously 12 years old. Okay. Whilst I'm waiting for that to come back, what I wanted to show you was the settings and stuff that you can actually do within the Batrium. It's set at 75 degrees by default, but you can set it at any temperature. And as soon as it gets to that temperature, it actually shuts down the Longmon, and then we'll wait for the temperature to come down, and then it'll turn the Longmon back on again. So when it's dissipating energy, it will protect itself from damage of the actual Longmon itself, which is important, I guess, to aid in the longevity. But also, if you find it's transferring more heat, you could easily get a Longmon, and let me get a visual aid. Whereas at the moment, oh, and this is some fun stuff. What's this, people? What's this? This is cell 5, and it's never being used to get. I should give away cell 5. Should I give away cell 5? Who would come here and pick it up and then put it into their system? No one, because I wouldn't give it away because it scares the shit out of me because it was so poorly built. But you've got, and I've got a bus bar and stuff on here, so I've got to stand it up on the edge. What you could do, and here's a warning, this is a faulty Longmon. When you zip tie these suckers up, don't over tighten them. It bends the PCB and breaks them. I'm sorry, Jaron, I didn't mean to break your stuff. Care is needed. What I've done is, there's a little thing down the bottom. I want to go that way. Little notch. So what I was doing is, I was zip tying them to the pack. But I zip tied them far too tight because I didn't want them to move. I wanted to look after them, which is ironic. And then I think I've broken the bottom temperature sensor on some of them. Now what you could do is instead of heating up the pack, you could have it sitting here, which is how I've got it because I want it to look neat and tidy. But there is absolutely no reason at all why you couldn't turn it around and send it up in the air like that. So that would, there's only heat, stab myself, there is only heat. So this bit here is the heater. Well, it's energy dissipating module. And the top bit here is the electronics. And as long as this one's got positive and negative going to it, even if your Watchmon or a rat chews through the cables or something like that, as long as this is still programmed, it will still function in the same way. So, you know, something catastrophic happens and a car hits my Powerwall and this all hits the ground. As long as the negative and positive are hooked up with this is still going to actively fight against, well, whatever its last settings were. So if last settings were 4 volts, it'll keep that battery under 4 volts. Well, at least it'll try to. And it'll do that until that completely fails. But that'll also shut down and stuff when it's in that state. Very smart stuff. And I do have a new bag here. We got to put the 50th up, but I don't need it. Okay, so that's finally come on. Let's go to scene 3. Go. Oh man, this is really slow. I'm serious. I clicked this like half a minute ago. And it's still changing screens. Like I said, it is a really old computer with really old software. Running, well, no, it's got modern software running old hardware. And it's only got 2 gig of memory or something in it. Only 32-bit, can't even run 64-bit on it, it's so old. Okay, that's still boring. And I just changed the screen and it comes back. Fantastic. So you can change all the temperatures here. In this section down here, you probably can't even read it, it's so small. But it says bypass current limit, 1.7 amps. And then it says bypass temp limit is 75 degrees Celsius. So you can actually tell it to go 50 degrees if you really want to. Or you don't want to go higher than 75 degrees because probably void warranty and it makes it silly. It's obviously set that for a reason. But you can change it up. You can change so much stuff. It's quite cool. And I went off on a little tangent there, so I will return. I just guess I've got to have a look and find out where the chat's up to. Where's the chat? Look how slow that is changing. Isn't that horrendous? Cell 5 I've replaced with the one that was in it. I've replaced the re-crimped the ends, so it's all good to go again. But yeah, pretty cool. State of charge 7. There's one of my cells down there is 7 degrees. That's a little bit cold. That must be reading wrong. I must have that set up wrong. Anyway, doesn't matter. 22 actually does matter because now I'm curious. And if I hold it over that triangle, eventually it will tell me the temperature of that cell. Of course, it's too slow. Anyway, back to my ugly mug again, hey? Back to reading some comments. Some comments. Rightio. What else have we got? Also got 5 broke cells in each pack. 2 years. 5 broke cells is nothing in a pack that big. You wouldn't even notice it. That's great. Great results. You've probably got, Fernando, you've probably got the longest running Powerwall out there at the moment. That I could verify anyway. Okay, Richard Jamison, this is my first time here. Welcome. I am going to start smashing this. Andreas, how much kilowatt hours do you use a day? I use about 20 kilowatt hours from the batteries. Half of that's during solar day. It's during the day, so it's from solar. But from the batteries and then from the grid, I use about another 10. Maybe more, maybe less. It goes up and down every other day. Okay, are you off grid? No, I'm on grid. Good day from Portland. No, Port Hedland. Oh, there you go. By flow. I'd like to go for gas cooking. I'd like to go for gas cooking as well. I like gas cooking. However, the cost of replacing gas with a new kitchen before we bought the house, it's not worth replacing a new stove until it's dead. The bang for buck's just not there. Streamlabs gives you options for chat overlay. Right, where's my pen? This is what I've got to do. I've got to write stuff down because a lot of you guys give me some awesome ideas. And even Aaron gave me a heap of ideas, but I couldn't get that working. Ooh, old school. It's a pencil. Right, Streamlabs. I will look into that. It's 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Welcome, Richard. Potato quality. We can read that. Oh, that's all right. I couldn't read it on my screen. I don't know how you could read it. Can't read it on my phone. I'm not at all surprised. If you were to have 720 and page, it would be readable. If I had that sort of stream, I would be here every day because I love chatting to you guys. I know that sounds stupid, but I really do like the interaction. Okay, let's see if we can scroll down without losing everything. And I lost everything. Isn't that typical? Put in the chat window just shows how much lag there really is. Good call. Good call. For chat box overlay, yeah, I will do that. Aren't you afraid that your house might burn? Maximum. No, that's like worrying about when I start the deep fryer in my kitchen with like 5 liters of burning hot oil and I'm worried about the house burning down. It's on the same level. Actually, it's probably lower than that. I've seen houses burn down because of they forgot a roast in the oven. Come on. And I've also got the benefit of having a whole Powerwall thing that will shut everything down if anything goes wrong. Well, a battery management system that'll shut everything down if something goes wrong. I would like to go to Australia someday. It's a good place to live. I guess everywhere is a good place to live if you look at all the good things and not the bad. Oh no, burn. Oh, we've got to have one person worried about burning the house down. It keeps us all real. John Blender is a friend of mine watching live from Shimia High School, serving detention. Just press all the buttons, Pete. Just smash them all. That'll well go. 5 is, well, we've covered 5. This is a bad idea. Can I have 5? Give away 5. I can't give away 5 cell. Imagine if it burns someone's house down. What I'm going to do, because I was genuinely scared of leaving it in there. And every day that I left this one in there, it got worse and worse. So it would be the first one to start balancing. Like this thing would start balancing at like midday. And then once it was under a reasonable load, not a normal load to be fair, but once it was under a reasonable load, like 3,000 watts for 2 or 3 hours, this one would just get dropped like a hammer. And I did get a massive time lapse of that, and I lost it all. So now I'm going to go and put it back in again, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back into 1 pack, so 114 pack in the power shed, and then turn the other 3 off. And that way I can test it, and I'll try and really test it while people in ways people do it. So I'll run the dryer or the wash machine or whatever else, and then we can watch this really drop, and then I'll charge it back up again, and you watch the difference. And with the Batrium software, obviously you can see it. You can actually calculate exactly how many more amp hours went into this than the rest of the pack. So I'm going to try and make that into a video when I have some time, because I've spent too much time doing videos. Isn't that the cell that caught fire? No, it didn't even come close. No, it didn't catch fire. There is no burn marks on it at all. It's just a crappy built cell. If you only look at I think it's got fire in it. Will my house burn down? This was the pack that I was trying to test, and I really thought it would fail a lot more spectacularly than it did. But it's still failing, so I'm happy with those results. It still confirms the fact that it's a bad idea, and there's some people out there that are still doing it. So I gotta prove beyond a word of a doubt that that is actually a bad thing to be doing. Why did you finally pull out 5 cells? Yeah, doing surprisingly well. I think I've already covered that. Always someone wants, no souls wants a challenge, yeah. I brought some CC breakers to use the system. I'm collecting pics at the same time, time lapse. Got 1 minute 30 done. Yeah, time lapse sucks, doesn't it? This guy's awesome. Which guy? And is he here? I want to meet him. I'm off to go put an electric forklift motor into a ute. Looking forward to more videos. Professor Bob, I would love to actually do something like that, but I don't have the place to work on it. Keep the battery at 4 volts for a while it's on fire. What balancing voltage high watermark did you choose and why? I'm gathering you mean with the since batteries last long, I'm guessing that was part of your consideration. Absolutely. I did take the batteries back down to 4 volts at one stage, but currently I'm doing it at 4.1 volts. I stopped playing with those settings. I just want to leave it there for now. I've had it there for about a month and a half, 2 months. I don't know. That sounds like maths. I don't do maths. So I'm really trying to... Okay. When I put the 50th kilowatt hour pack in, I'm going to drop it back to 4 volts because that gives me more than enough energy to do several days, almost a week worth of poor weather, and that's what I want. I want to be able to do the bad days as well as the good. I mean, the good days, on the good days, today's a washing day, so we've smashed the batteries all day today. So we've done 3 loads of washing, 3 loads of drying, and we've done dishwashing, and the heater's been running for about 4 hours today because it's been cold inside the house, and it also helps take the moisture out of the air inside the house, which is good. So we leave it up a little bit higher just for that extra capacity. I know and understand that if I don't charge them so much, I'm probably going to get a longer lifespan out of them. But my argument is I have so many of them now that the cycle on each cell is so pathetically small. I really don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. I genuinely don't think it's going to be a problem. I guess we're going to find out. The only way we're going to really find out is in 2 years' time, when either I end up stop doing live feeds and videos because something's burnt down, or alternatively I do more to try and make some money back of the stuff that I lost. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. Arlene, I think it is Alan. I'll just call you Alan. That's easier. VZ Gaming. What's the estimated cost to build a Powerwall equivalent to Tesla's? I have no idea. I haven't worked it out. Simon, mechanics drive bombs and geeks drive junkers. That is a fair call. No, this YouTube thing has to be something I can profit from. And if I can't, I don't want to spend any money on this project anymore unless I can profit from it. So if I can use an old slow computer that costs me nothing, I'm profiting. And it really doesn't have too. It drives me crazy, I've got to admit. But it's free, so I'll run with that for now. I was considering last week to get a NUC, and I ummed and ahed and thought, you know what? I just can't justify it. I'd rather buy other things that can progress me and build this channel and stuff like that. So that's the planning behind that. And I really need to replace this computer before I get a NUC, if I should be honest. What do we got? I'll send you some power. My panels are doing nothing since... I hate that. I hate getting new panels and having them lie around and they're not creating any power, or they're being wasted. Thanks for answering my question. Very good answer. Thank you very much for tuning in. J. Garcia built a 4.5 kilowatt hour pack for roughly $1,300 USD, but he never got it running. And he didn't have any power. It was just the battery. So, yeah. And I think $100 of that cost was the laser cutting of the front. Yeah, I think Jehu did spend some more on that. Is your wall pack off the grid? Yes, it's completely this side of the grid, as I like to call it. Jehu Garcia also had one catch on fire. Yes, the gaming is old batteries out of casing. Yes, how big is your solar setup? My off grid is 4.5 kilowatts, and my on grid is 6 kilowatts. I am worried I've killed my phone exploding thanks to China chargers. Yeah, that happens, unfortunately. Australia has really shit internet, though. I absolutely... I got good download speed, I got crappy upload speed. I hate it. They blame the architecture within the modem and stuff like that, but I don't buy that for a second. I saw your hot water diverter and it's still making a huge difference. Yes, it is making a good difference, I think. The main thing with the hot water thing is that I am actually still drawing off the grid, because in Queensland you can't have like a switch to go in between off-peak and peak. And now, because my grid tie inverter is on my peak tariff, I've got to have my hot water system on my peak tariff. And I still boost it twice a day. So one in the afternoon in between 3 and 4, just in case we've had a poor solar day and it doesn't heat the hot water up. And my kids have a shower around that time of the day when they get home from school and stuff to freshen themselves up. So I boosted at that time. So that's a 3.6 kilowatt element. So that's 3.6 kilowatt if it runs for a whole hours. And then once in between 4 and 5 in the morning, because I like waking up to a hot shower. I don't know about any of you, but hot showers rock. So we could potentially use 7 kilowatt hours from the grid at the higher tariff, and it's like 5 cents per kilowatt hour more. But during the day, the hot water system goes cold because 2 or 3 of us have showers in the morning. So the hot water system's practically cold in the morning, and I guess it'd take 2 or 3 hours to heat the entire hot water system back up. So we save quite a bit. But one of the better things about it is my washing machine. We used to have the hot water tap turned off on the washing machine because it would heat with an element inside of it, and that would just draw from the batteries constantly. So that was a 2,500 watt load or something, just with the washing machine running. So what we've done now is turn the hot water back on again, and we only ever wash during the day now, and only more often than not we didn't wash at night, but if we have to, we do. So we pull from the hot water tank now, which saves us even more load on the batteries. So that is also a good thing, because that would, that saves the inverter and stuff as well. The less load I can put on an inverter, let's face it, is got to be better, I assume. So yes, I am loving it. I do have a power bill here that I have to pay. My last power bill was still $450, mind you. But this shed uses like 15 kilowatt hours per day on a slow day. On a busy day, it could push 20, 25 kilowatt hours when I've got a lot of computers and a lot of screens and laptops everywhere. It really does draw some power. But I'm working on that as well. I'm trying to get more efficient in here. I'm slowly replacing screens with LED screens. I've got a whole heap of old 40-watt light bulbs up above my head. And there's 8 of them. I'm going to replace them out with LEDs probably in the next week or so. And that'll halve my lighting bill and probably give me better lighting, which will be cool. So there's lots of things that I can do. And I'm working on it slowly. And again, it comes back to has to be cost effective. I am forever worried about it doing cost effectively. Okay, make safe enclosure for number 5. Put it on cam for live stream so we can see number 5 torture killing system. I was actually thinking of that. I was actually going to get some really long cables, really heavy cables, and actually do it outside the shed. But then I had the problem I want to be able to monitor it. So I'd rather monitor it and use my Batrium to protect that bank of batteries. Because I trust that Batrium stuff implicitly. I've tested it 6 ways from Sunday, and every single test I've ever done, hot, cold, whatever, it's shut the whole system down and locked it all off. It's great. I really, 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 really wish that Batrium could, and I know this is ridiculous. You know one of those big buttons you have at the service station to turn the gas off, and you whack it and it turns the gas off? I want one of those big buttons that shuts everything down. And the entire house shuts grid power down, shuts the battery disconnects off, shunt trip, turns the inverter off. But one big button just to press. So if the fire department does get here, all these shunt trips everywhere just go tick and kill everything. I think that'd be cool. That's not really a Batrium thing. I misrepresented that. But you know what I mean. I think that would be bloody cool if I had that. Maybe pointless, but it's worth thinking about these things. There's a lot of people out there that think some smart things and then make it happen. I've seen so many crazy Powerwall builds and they didn't even catch fire so much. My skate used batteries for 6 wheels. I should charge from, but never burn or overheat. I think with what we're doing is it's only going to take one of us stuff up, and it's going to cause a problem for the entire community, because nobody's going to care about the 1,000 that are working. They're going to jump on that one that failed. And I think we've got to seriously watch that, because that's when shit gets real, I think, for all of us. My channel will probably go nuts for the wrong reason. All the haters will sort of start popping up. So I think your battery videos are so inspirational and informative. I love to see some videos on a DIY solar, assuming ELV. ELV, I don't understand the safety aspect, framing support, cabling. All my stuff is out of the box for solar, so yeah. Doesn't include just the batteries, case and wiring. Yep, absolutely. Neutron, how are you today? Is it noon or midnight now? It is noon. What's the timer for? The timer down the bottom there is when I want to disappear. So I've given myself an hour and a half today. It's just a really way of trying to rein myself in, and I know when I've got to speed up or slow down. Sorry, I'm so far behind on these questions. Only thing the would destroy is your camera and live stream equipment. Don't buy an Intel NUC. Build a PC yourself. I was just going to buy an Intel NUC because it was out of the box. But as far as when you have unlimited access to new cells, it's not a big deal to swap out every so often. That's true. And maintenance is, you can't do something for free, or at least very cheaply, and not expect maintenance. So, and I do maintenance. I constantly replace cells. Not constantly, but when they need it. I got 3 in there I want to replace, but disregard the last comment. I can't be bothered, because I don't have the space to put more in. I'm just trying to swap out higher quality packs so the cells down there get better and better and better and better, which is a good thing. Keith, besides when do you have unlimited access? Okay, I've read that. Yeah, right, Keith. New to you. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Would it be cheaper to purchase a Tesla Powerwall? It would certainly be faster. You think so? Do you have plans for long hair again? No plans for long hair again. My wife hated it. So, always hung on her face, she reckons. But anyways, I like long hair. She doesn't. Makes me look too old with long hair. And I've got this receding hairline. Did you see that glow? Like the white balance just went, ah! I got this receding hairline thing happening. So yeah, nobody wants to see that shit, do they? In Australia, internet says crap. What? The stream stopped? Is anyone else having problems? Buffering. Yeah, same here. Too many people saying bad things about Australian internet, so cutting the feed. It's probably my kids got on the internet. My water heater is on a timer. It runs for 3 hours from 8. Oh, there you go. The proof is upload speed is crap. The upload speed is horrible. I don't know if I find you here. Of course, Facebook and forum people will be here. I hope so. That's where I bloody spam. You know it. I only replace it when it breaks, except see it long gone. There we go. I'm trying to catch up here. I'm the only one that's not buffering on. No buffering here. I mean, it's buggering. You're not alone. Yeah, buffering. I'm streaming. I just stopped buffering for me. Okay. My kids are probably inside. My 12-year-old son is a big Minecraft fan and stuff like that, and he's got lots of games on his computer, so it's possible he got onto his computer, or off his iPhone onto his computer. Same profit. We switches like that in data centers. We crash switches like that in data centers. Oh, that's interesting. Gladys not me getting frustrated over the net issues. We're probably waiting for the kangaroos to bring the internet packets. Hope all the haters get cancer. Look, the haters are out there, and the haters are there for a reason. They keep everything in check. I mean, I used to get really offended when someone would come in and say, you'll burn your house down, all this sort of stuff. You know what? It keeps it real. It really does. It puts it in this perspective that, yes, it could burn your house down, but then again, anything could. Your car in your garage could catch on fire or whatever. So it's good to be aware of this sort of stuff. Koshin, Pete, completely agree with you. It's one failed unit that will make the governments go nuts making new rules. Absolutely, and new rules are coming. Let me just assure you, there's some draft rules in Australia at the moment that will require. Give me a second. That will require me to change the game up, change the way I do things. I'm going to have to step it up a lot, including a new enclosure. Yeah, I'm if I can afford it and it all works to plan, I'm going to go to 60 kilowatt hours, and I'm going to completely rip everything out that I have got and not so much start again, but all the wiring, inverters, charge controllers, all that sort of stuff is going to, I think I'm going to ditch it all and then start fresh. I'll lay it all out just mint and plan it from the get-go. I wish I was good at 3D rendering or whatever, AutoCAD or whatever, and I could draw it all out and lay it out so I know it all. But the reality is I'm going to throw it up there and probably change my mind 12 times. But it's going to be fireproof. It's going to be as safe as I can possibly make it. Let's see how that goes. A lot of work in that. And I'm trying to put that into place now. Forgot about the new law taking place. Must be the reaction to certain phone manufacturing, Samsung. All my blue cells are Samsung. Dread but dreaming. G'day, Pete. How are you there, Matt? First of all, your thoughts on Vuzen? They're crap. Don't support a company that spams. That would be my my thought on them. And why the hell did that keyword get through on my channel? Because that's supposed to be blocked. Thank you very much. I will check that. G'day, you clever bastard. That sounds typically Aussie. G'day, Neutron. Not knowing to jumping tabs and windows because Pete gets boring, let's face it. Ban kids from web, better stream. Nah, can't ban my kids from the computers. My 12-year-old's got learning disabilities, and one of the things that he excels at is his computer. He is really, really good at picking stuff up, and the only thing we ever do is encourage him relentlessly. Because in life, you have to be good at something, and fingers crossed, that's going to be his thing. He's my man. And that's my taller one. That's my 12-year-old. My 5-year-old, and God, I had to think, my 5-year-old is he's so smart. It's crazy. It's like having a conversation with an adult. Where we go? Streaming here in 100% in Thailand. Really, Canada's stream is not working. Everybody is not working. Oh, now it's working. I sent my new extract inverter 230 back to the seller. They sent me 50 hertz and we use 60 hertz, and my refrigerator don't like it when we test it. That's a catch for the new kids. I'm in Canada. Also keep getting buffering too. Cough. Note 7 cough. Books of Magic. Just reload your page. If it catches on fire, you can use it to heat water. Good point. They're replacing with that. They should do. YouTube, eBay sellers are getting pretty good. Solar is now taxable here in Thailand. Are you got to be kidding me? They're taxing solar? How do you tax the sun exactly? How does that work? I guess they tax water here. My phone beeped. Instagram. It wasn't as near important as you guys. And talking about eBay, if you need to buy anything, I got in the description below, I got a couple of links. If you click that link first and then buy it, I make like, I think it's 4% of what, 3% or something, or 5% or something like that, of whatever you purchase, and it is very much appreciated. And that will probably go towards a new computer. If you catch on fire with hot water, solar is taxable in Thailand. So let's go back to solar is taxable in Thailand. What is the craziest, dumbest thing, apart from that, a government has ever taxed where you live? How can you tax solar? I mean, I can understand if you're feeding back into the grid and selling it, they tax you on that little bit. how does that work? Do they tax you on just what you sell or what you use, or for installing it in the first place? I guess we get taxed for installing it in the first place by way of fees and approvals and shit like that. Pete Upload is over a carrier pigeon. There's 2 carrier pigeons, one going each way. Maybe I'm waiting for answers. Fernando, I don't think you're going to have a problem. Thanks, New Sean. Appreciate for helping me a bit. Some buffering here too. Well, we got 49 people. Maybe it's the 49 people here that are doing it. I have some good info on supercapacitor systems. Would you like the website? No, I don't have any time to actually. Everyone's tried to get me to supercapacitors, but I don't want to change. I want to stay focused on where I'm at, so to speak. So even learning new stuff like OBS and stuff like that does my head in, because I don't read instructions very well. I like learning by these things. These are very good learning tools. These are not. Happy Fox, I come here and in 5 seconds you try and tell me something. Brilliant. I have awesome timing. It's the first time I've said it the entire time. Black market for solar in Thailand. Sorry, Caps. Caps doesn't matter. It was appropriate, that's for sure. That cell rack in the background is great. They tax air. Black market for everything in Thailand. Water is taxed. Rainwater is considered to be taxed also. That's crazy. Just in after a night on the beer. It is 4:39 in Ireland. That would make for a long night. The British government used to tax the number of windows in your home. Are you kidding me? Whether you're sucking up the sunlight and the neighbours suffer. Wasn't there some guy on the interwebs, on YouTubes or something like that, that reckon, some politician, that reckon you were stealing, anyway, solar panels stole energy or some shit, I don't know. Who knows? It's not even the light that does it, isn't it? The ultraviolet or something? Ultraviolet light or... Anyway. I don't know for sure. I'll change the subject now. Do some 8-bit background image. That would be great. That was actually the plan. The original plan was, and I had to make a video, and I thought, what do I make a video of? And my dad said, why don't you make a video of that? And me and my dad actually made the video doing that. So my dad helped. And that was pretty cool, because I don't see my dad all the time, and it was fun. It was good fun. I really enjoyed it. It took way too long with 2 people directing a bloody shot. Oh, Jesus. But it was something different. But I was actually going to do all the way, do the entire board, and then fill the entire thing up with 18650s, and then randomly print stuff on it. And I guess, but I've given away or sold so many dead cells. I mean, I've got 3 boxes on the floor, but that's all I've got left of those ones. So I really have considered about doing something like that. It would be cool. Keep doing what you're doing. I try. Paul, thanks again for your great channel. Thanks very much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Have I caught up to the chat? No, I haven't caught up to the chat. We're draining the solar light. I think we're responsible for a lot of stuff. I really looked at that Model 3 last night and went, that'd be awesome. How cool would that be? That sort of range, especially in Australia, that range really kicks in. Window tax. Someone just messaged me with the window tax. Thank you, Az. Window tax. Now I really want to click that link, but I know I can't do that in the live feeds. I've got to concentrate a lot on the camera. I'm trying to look at the camera more, which is really hard because down there is where my thing is. Anyway. Keep doing what you're doing. Shade Channel, we're draining the solar from the sun. The cheapest source of high-capacity lithium-ion are actually power batteries while ago, and they had 12. Holy 12! That's all right. That is 12 3,400 milliamp hour batteries. That must have been a seriously expensive battery. I went to go and buy a customer a new laptop battery for their laptop for their Toshiba, and I looked on the Toshiba website, the wholesale site, and it was $130 wholesale. That's, to me, you get a discount. $130 plus GST plus shipping for a 6-cell genuine battery. How shitty is that? I'd have to sell it for 160, 170 bucks by the time it got here and I made some money on it. That's insane. I guess it's just people making money, but I mean, what, 10 bucks per cell? Seems reasonable. So that's 60 bucks for a battery. Plastic, another 10 bucks. Engineering and all that sort of stuff, another 20 bucks. You know, 100 bucks retail? And if I could still make that, sounds fair, but Jesus, that much? No, that's ridiculous. All right. Sorry, I started talking again. What size battery would you build for an e-motorcycle? I'm very new and been looking at a DIY Tesla cell. What would you recommend? I don't know. I've been looking at I want to do a motorbike, and that was going to be my next project. But the motor and stuff are horrendously expensive. So I am looking at a motorbike. I do want to do a little pit bike, but it's got because of the track that I ride on, it's really tight, lots of hard throttle, lots of hard brake. So it's got to have a good motor, good regen, and it's got to be capable of doing 120 kilometers an hour. What's up, little boss?
Hey, Dad.
I'm on YouTube.
What?
Yeah. What happened to your head? Did you bump it?
School.
You bumped it at school.
Yeah.
Do you want to say hello to YouTube quickly and then go back inside?
I'm not allowed to annoy you.
You're not allowed to annoy me? Who said that? Mummy said that. And do you ever annoy me?
Sometimes. Sometimes I do.
Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
No, don't play with that. How about, do you think you could get on the floor and pick up all the batteries that you picked up off my wall the other day and then put them back up on my wall again?
Me.
What about that mess you created down there on the floor? With half a roll of sticky tape and a whole heap of stickers and hard drives and computer towers and water bottles.
Me.
Nah, you don't want to do that either?
Hey, kids.
You just want to talk to these guys. You got to come this way. You got to come this way. See ya. There.
Hello.
No, they can't talk back.
Hello.
They can't talk back. They have to type, and you can't read because you're 5.
What do you say?
What, do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
They're all talking about eBay batteries.
Hello. Business. Hi.
Say YouTubers.
Hey, kids.
Rightio. Give me a high five and a knuckles, and then you get out of here so Daddy can go back to it. Oh, you're so heavy. Did you grow up overnight?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can someone remind me where I was up to before I was very cutely distracted? Come on, I lost concentration for a minute on my page behind. What's the deal with that? Here's the battery. Actually, how I found my best batteries. Oh, that's cool. Do you have a getting started video? Yes, I have a getting started video about 230 videos ago. Do you have getting started how to wire the 1850 and not cause a fire? You check 3 times and you look at lots of videos and you read lots on the internet and you look at lots of different ways of doing it, and then you do it outside if you're worried about it catching on fire, I guess. There's a heat sink, that's possible. I'd say you need 200 batteries, which means an average cell of 2.6 hours, which is 19 kilowatt. There we go. Maths. Solar panels absorb wavelengths of UV to red, so your neighbours can't see red now. Well done, Pete. They all think they're colourblind, and I owe them money for optometrists. What's the best way to keep one cell that goes bad to screw up all? Use some fuse wire, and usually if they get too hot, well, not so much if they get hot, but usually if they have a problem, that problem gets them to draw too much amperage, and as soon as one cell draws too much amperage, the fuse blows and it's no longer a problem. Well, at least that's the theory behind it. I don't know if that actually works, but it has for me so far. So, no more stickers. Nah. You have the screwdriver kit. And he just picks up a hammer. Fantastic. A North Carolina Town Council approved a sweeping moratorium on solar power development after residents expressed fears that solar panels could cause cancer and drain society. Oh no, God. Leave their town dark and even a plant life. Are you for real? Does that even happen in this modern day world where we have... No. Tar hammer. Okay. Screw and hammer. Okay. 5-year-old doesn't have a hammer. Right. Return. Go, you little rat bag. What's it? Really? I'm so far behind in the chat. Can we not play games? One more. That's it. One more. Right. Go. Right. I've got 30 minutes left, and that's rolling down. Okay, you little rat bag. I love you heaps. Go. Go play, your little rat bag. And we return to the normal scheduling. Sorry about that. He's actually more important than you guys. Go figure. What's the best way to go? Screw bad. I've done that on council. Power banks. Build a Phoenix. Yeah, right hand before I drove. Not until 19, yeah. That's a long while, but I guess they've got to worry about the Americas first. Where can I get those power banks and chat? I've got about 100 used laptop batteries just waiting to get started with more on that. If anybody is from Canada and can help books of... Pardon me? Magic out, please. Message him. Sorry, now I've got the hiccups. There we go. More water. Power banks, build a Phoenix, where not a laptop, USB one. Okay. My dad was doubting about the 3.7 power rate in his house, and I explained that you can multiply the voltage and the amp hours. Now the house is powered by laptops. By old laptop batteries that were in the bin essentially too, which is cool. At the same time, scared because he heard how much it is. I'm working on 2 videos at the moment. One is how much this all cost me. So that video hopefully will be coming out in the next week. There's a lot of work to do, but that's going to be wrapped up into a series of videos from the top to bottom. So solar panels with wiring, and then charge controllers and inverters, and then software, and then batteries and setup, and then my grid tied system. So I'm going to try and do an overview, probably 1 or maybe 2 videos per week perhaps. I've restarted my Patreon, and it's per video, and I think it's the first video is the full amount, and then after 3 you don't get any more. 3 videos a month. I've got to confirm that, because I don't want to just release videos for the sake of releasing videos, because I don't want to piss the 4 patrons I got off. And I don't understand it, to be honest. So, but yeah, that's sort of the next series of videos, is how much it'll cost me and stuff like that again. It's beyond the environment. It's not the environment. There is nothing out there except fish, a fire. Yeah. Battery tax. Yeah, the Model 3 is awesome. And if I can afford it someday, Tesla, I'll try it. Yes, definitely. Absolutely. I would love a Tesla. Does anybody have any idea where my chat just went? There's no way I am that far behind, as it turns out. I'm very sorry. It was called the candle makers tax. The candle makers were upset because the glass provided light, so they sold less candles. The decision was made to tax windows on a building. That's insane. That's like charging for a bus company because there's already a train system in place. I understand I have laptop video already. Fire max is good. eBay has cheaper prices on laptop batteries. So we find, I think it's a general consensus that laptop batteries are getting more expensive on eBay. Well, certainly in Australia anyway. I don't know about the rest of the world. The cost of recovering the cost of marketing and would be 3% shipping and handling. The time it changes hands of factory, the cost would inflate. Books of magic. I found my power banks from a junk file. Their circuits weren't working anymore. The batteries were in excellent condition. That is always the one that works. Hello, little one. Hello, little man. Hey, sup, dude, little guy. Hi. That's how far behind I am. I'm only just reading all these comments. At a disadvantage, learn to read. Nice. Power bank. Hello. How tuning in from bed? You really just turn off and sleep. It's 5 a.m. or anything. You should go to sleep, man. It's not worth being here. It's just me playing with my kid. High density cells from a power bank. So what's he now? Hey, little one. Hey. Encourage him to read. He gets read a lot. He read to a lot. Inflated costs of Toshiba batteries. I absolutely think so. Bikes. Yes, I want to do a motorbike. What's the best way to put a fuse between each cell so I don't make them short out? Have a look at my earlier videos. I've covered that in several of them. And make sure the connections, the negative connections, are properly connected and not crossed. That is a given. Billy, there are 2 ways. The best way to solder it carefully, and there's solderless, but mostly miss than hits. Will you be using a spot welder? Just asking. I think I said this earlier in the live feed. I would love to be using a spot welder, but the only reason I want to use a spot welder now is because I am absolutely and completely in my own head sure that the way I have done it is not only a practical way, but a common sense way. Because let's face it, very good. A soldering iron is cheap and it's very, very accessible. Some people don't have an extra $150, $200 to buy a spot welder, and I don't know too many people that have bought a cheap spot welder and done that many spot welds, thousands of them. And also the concern is, how do you fix a bank when you pull it out and then you've got to rebuild it or something? How do you do that with the spot welder? You've got to tear it off again and you might damage cells. These are all the questions that I'd like to answer. So if I did get a spot welder pack, it would be a really good test moving forward. Okay, mate. Come on, you're driving me crazy. Off you go. Go. What is your favourite form of birth control? None. None. I want lots more kids, but I'm 42 years old and that's not happening. Bad news today. Battery World told me they will no longer give me batteries anymore. Might have to give up the Powerwall project. Yeah, Battery World, they've got new guidelines and stuff. They've got to be ISO. You've got to be ISO or something, rated or something. You've got to have with Battery World, when they do their recycling, they have a chain of responsibility or something. So they actually have to pay somebody to come and pick those batteries up. They don't get rid of them for free. I can promise you that for a fact. They have to pay. I'm 98% sure on that fact. I've got to be careful I don't overstate things. But they've got to have a chain of hand. So if this screw goes to this hand, there has to be paperwork to say where that screw went, and so on and so forth, until it gets to a smelting bin somewhere where it gets melted down, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, but I think my channel might have something to do with that, I guess indirectly, or at the very least everybody doing these projects. There are still some people with some good contacts. I don't have good contacts anymore, but I have a lot of friends on YouTube that give me leads, which is very much appreciated. Although I'm starting to think I had a bad batch of TP4056 chargers, I did another string of chargers replaced. The burned ICs were getting really hot. I think those TP4056s always get hot, don't they? They're really hot things. Why would you want to weld batteries? Because I want to try it a different way. Slider, I believe, not sure yet. Easter, easier to build a Powerwall. Elon, come on, definitely get it. Tell him he should be more important than us. He is more important than us. Ask on Craigslist, that's what I did. Oh, there you go. The best thing to do is buy brand new batteries for testing as testing sample. No, that's a good point. A lot of people are actually doing this project with new cells too. more and more, but I don't think they're as commonplace, and they're not YouTubing it as much. I've got quite a few people that send me private messages with their builds, and I'm not allowed to share them. And there is some really good stuff out there. Ridiculously good quality. My electricians, holy heck, it looks so good. Solar power isn't green, and he hasn't got it anywhere on the internet. His pack isn't anywhere, I don't think. I have to clean my panels each 15 days, so it's not clean power. Just kidding. I clean mine every time I get a bill. You know, they get dusted up and stuff like that. I don't think it really hurts it too much. It's just in certain times of year we have lots of fruit bats going over, and they get hammered, and I've got to get up every couple of days to fix it. They're only sort of goes for about 5 days, so I've got to get up and scrub them clean after that. I can really see my energy drops from like 30 kilowatt hours a day to 20, so I can sort of watch when they're dirty. I can see them from here as well, which helps. Just to install a sprinkler system for the panels. I did that in the early days. I put a sprinkler on my shed roof. I had 1 kilowatt of panels, a really cheap inverter, even cheaper charge controller, and it cost me more energy in a pump to pump the water around. You going to show Mum? No, they don't care. They don't care about... He did a picture. There we go. I showed them. Off you go. That was terrible. What was it? Was it a whale or was it a kangaroo?
The elephant.
It was an elephant. Okay.
Elephant.
He draws all an elephant. Say thank you. Yeah, so I actually did a whole sprinkler system and stuff like that. It cost me like $200 to put this sprinkler system up, and all the pumps and the pipes and the clips and the mistakes. And I got a 5,000 litre water tank, so I just siphoned it through the water tank. No, don't cut that up. And I actually, in a few weeks, I run out of water because it just evaporated off the shed roofs. So the water that I wasted, on top of the power that I didn't really get, it was ridiculous. So sorry, he's driving me crazy. I sent him inside. He keeps pulling at my pants leg. He drives me crazy. Has a good deal for $150 for a 265 watt panel. I guess that's good. It depends where you live. I mean, I paid $100 for 1.5 kilowatt of panels. But again, I spent a long time looking. I have to buy 2 of them. You can jump for it if that is a cheap price in your area. I know in the States and stuff like that, the battery, the what do you call it, so much dearer. The solar panels are much dearer. Some solar panel, trying to make my own power wall to run a house. Awesome, Billy. Should I jump for it? Story about the NC town banning solar is false. Oh, there we go. Is that the old interwebs talking stuff again? Neutron, and try to look for second-hand panels. Many industrial places out there. You ring up a whole heap of solar installers. A lot of solar installers have got a back shed full of them. They can't be bothered trying to sell. I can't wait to see the video series. It won't be anywhere as near as much effort as the last few videos I've released. I have no plan on continuing that level of video, because for the $6, that Tesla video, I made $6 from the Tesla video, and it was over 40 hours of me waiting and editing and filming and redoing stuff. It just doesn't pay. As cool as it is, and I love that video, I actually like my battery video I released last night a lot better. But that was going to be the beginning of the Cell 5 video. I decided against it, and I thought it's better off advertising the forum. So I've got to work a way of where I can sort of spread that and get it out there. It'd be nice if it went viral. It won't. Yeah, that would be awesome. Can't wait to see the video series. It's been a blast watching it from the beginning, how your plan was evolved over time. If you go back and have a look at the first video, I said, chances of failure, Hi. Well, I didn't fail. If you plan to use these two, yes, otherwise make sure you can source more for the future growth. That is a very valid point. If I don't know, I think you made a nice looking pack. I'm making mine like yours. There we go. Midday, he lost us. Note 1 p.m. for you. Getting late here, going to bed. Thank you very much for tuning in, Richard. Hey all, that's good. Siago Richard, night Richard. I'm tired. Here in Missouri, you can get 260 watt panels for 25, but the glass is broken. Water, electricity, don't like glass broken. If that deal was everywhere, I wanted one. I've never seen one. They got 12 lift getting them all. Left. Oh there we go. Right, I'm going to play catch up. If you use a spot welder, does that mean each 1850 won't be fused something anymore? No, I'm going to have to try and work out. I think Daniel Daroma did spot welded, and there's a few other people that are starting to spot weld the fuses. And I don't know how long it takes, but it certainly doesn't look fun. Yeah, DIY Tech and Repairs, a video about it. Go and see DIY Tech and Repairs. I've done at least 2,000 spot welds with a $180 spot welder in the past couple of months. There you go. Thank you very much. That sort of answers that question. Although it's not like 6,000 solders. 6,000, well, 2,000 is only one pack, so I've done 8,000. So 8,000 solder points. Oh, 8,000. Yeah, anyway. It's a lot. Just run with a lot. 4,480 times 2. A lot. See, I was close to maths. It's hard to find laptop batteries here in Springfield. USB power, I don't know. Search for, there we go. Billy, try and get your Amazon. You can get them cheap and they have very high capacities. You can build one out of old power supply from a computer. There we go. A spot welder. I think I'd just buy a brand new one because I want the consistency and want somebody that could actually warranty it. So, I care. That's not. I tell you now, don't weld. Keep doing what you're doing, and you can add the cost of the electrician to the bill of material. I want to try doing the spot welding, because if I try doing the spot welding, I've got a really good way of comparing the two, especially maybe not now, but certainly down the track. If I start seeing all the other cells fail and the spot welded ones are still cracking on, we know I was wrong. So it would be a very, very good test. We need solar tails from Solar City or Full Solar, maybe panels getting giant one. So I'm happy. Night lads, 4 AM going to sleep. Videos coming. Cool. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you very much for Neutron. Buy a second hand from AliExpress. Might be a fair deal for you. I'm buying them second hand. I brought FLIR thermal camera images straight multimeter bargain. Price 300 with clamp. That is a good deal. YouTube algorithms tend to like people that do more than one video a week. I know that. I'm starting to notice that because I'm only doing one video a week lately, and it is genuinely hurting my income. I think this month, even with the videos that I've done this month, this will be my slowest month in 6 months. It's pretty horrendous, really. But it is what it is, and sometimes YouTube actually change how much they pay you. It's not always the same cost per click or cost per million or CPM, they call it. So, yeah, you can't, it's not a sure thing, old YouTube, is it? Also, I would advise you to go through your house and reduce your consumption as much as possible, or else your project will be high. Yeah, you should always do that. I mean, conservation is cheaper than creation, isn't it? No worries, happy folks. I have fluorescent in my home, along with excellent insulation. I have awesome insulation in my house, except for my windows. In the ceiling, I've got like that much insulation. It's really good. In the shed, I've got nothing. This shed uses more power in 12 hours than my whole house does in a day. Usually, typically. That's where most of my bill comes from, is this shed. 90 cents USD. Yeah, I think somebody's having a side, because Canada is a cold region. I would suggest you hire something to test your efficiency installation. Presume rating of your house might be worth it. Pressure rating, what's that? he's catching up. I'm getting there. Basically, the leaks in your home where the leaks for air. Don't they put a whole bag around your house or something and then pump it full of air, and then they watch how much escapes or how much pressure builds up inside the house? The co I work for gets people free solar using their tax liability, as most people would rather spend their tax money on themselves rather than send it to the district crooks. Now, that's a good way of doing it. Usually happens with doors, windows, but can't all through the roof and space. YouTube has been recommended videos and broke in several times. Yes, I noticed a few months ago, I noticed my channel skyrocket when everybody else said they were losing, and it's because there was a bunch of my videos getting promoted by YouTube as suggested videos, and my channel took off, and now it's just gone back down again, and very few. I think I got 3 videos that have actually been promoted by YouTube at the moment that get like 1,000 views a day each or something, 500 to 1,000 views a day each. It goes up and down. There's nothing you can do about it. You don't well, you do complain about it, but it is what it is. They control it. It's like governments and taxes. There's nothing much you can do about it. Okay, come on, I've caught up. Throw some questions at me, or I am going to go inside and play with that little man because he's standing outside my door looking at me with puppy dog eyes. Billy, how's your packs hooked up with the light show your bad cell? What's the name of the video that shows your system? All of my videos show my system, I guess, to a certain degree. How's the packs you hooked up with the light showing? They only show, because I had the low voltage set at 3.7 or 3.6 volts or something. So they weren't that low. They were just lower than the rest. And I was trying to work out which ones I have to replace. I think that was the Tesla video that I did that. What else we got? Bad cell. Yes, exactly. They bagged the house, but only sections, really. Oh, okay, there you go. I don't think we do that in Australia. I don't think it's not. I think that's for the colder areas. I would assume. I guess. So I don't think anybody does that in Australia. So anyway, tubers, it's getting on in the day a little bit, and I guess I should go and play with my kids. That is not quite an hour and a half, but we've stopped with the question, so it is a really fantastic time to bail. A wind turbine, yes, thought about a wind turbine, but councils, again, it is not a good idea. Councils don't like it. If you get together and have a talk, I would see no problem with giving you a whole those Hyundai. If you and I could get together and have a talk, I would see no problem with giving you a whole pallet of those Hyundai 325 panel watts for you. So there you go, Charles. I don't know who you're referring to. But that's cool. Oh, I never know. Well, did you already team last year? The specialist told me that rating was 82, which means my home was high efficiency home. Oh, there we go. Okay, guys, I am definitely going to bail. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to support my channel, obviously you can use the links below. It will be very much appreciated. It does help. Do that likey thing, dislikey thing, whatever you want to do. It's all good. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you at this time next Sunday. I'll try and make it a regular thing. Cheers, guys. I'll catch you later.